mountainous, through hard wilderness, we found the path that led us to blessedness. Come join our wagon train, nothing to lose and no world to gain. Come join with us today, moving on and rolling away. Come join us on our way, come pioneer, cause we're here today. Come love and beauty are wonderfully, born to be free.
1840. What a year to be young. Opportunity lay just over the horizon where there was new land to settle. And it didn't cost anything except the getting there. Finally, a group of young people decided to go, to carry that pioneer tradition across that vast prairie to become the first wagon train to California. They weren't explorers or adventurers. They were just regular folk. But they wanted to live on the best land in the continent. And so they decided to pack up everything they owned, walk across for an unknown distance, and start a new life. What must it have been to make a decision like that?
Come join us traveling, we're going away. We're gonna build a new life so far away.
Leave your old life behind you, cast it away.
Till you come, hurry, join us, cause we're on our way today. Going west where the future is bright. Going west where a man can live right. We're out in a far distant place. God will bless us with our place. We're gonna build a new life right from today. We're gonna build a new land so far away.
Got to take the stuff for my house. My house! Washing tub and iron to smooth my blouse. Cast iron stove. Coverlets I wove. My loom, the rocker from my room. My porcelain chamber pot, it's an heirloom. Need a scuttle, iron skillet, big tin tub and pump to fill it. Starboard clothespin, carpet beetle, forks and spurs for heavy eaters. Oil lamp with cut glass globe and grandma's 6-foot chiffon robe. These are things I need to take with me.
Almost everything. Fireplace suite and Davenport and front porch suite.
You and I will walk across the wilderness. There as one we'll find our happiness. Be my love and I'll take you traveling. Be my wife and we'll find a new life.
Yes, my love, you may take me traveling far from folk and from family home. Yes, my love, you may take me traveling, find our place and then never more roam. Leave behind my own mother's tenderness. As your wife, I'll find my happiness.
You walk west along the Platte River for more than 1,000 miles. keep going to the Snake River and then head south to the Humboldt River. And you follow that until it ends. Well, then you have to head west across the desert and the mountains, and you're there. That's it. No roads, no towns along the way. So 20 families in little wagons trekked across an entire continent. But how did Ben and Nancy feel about this? They were eager to leave. They were absolutely in love. In fact, Nancy was well along in her first pregnancy. But back then, no one thought pregnancy was much of a reason to post something like trekking across the country. They were young and healthy. They were excited, and they all had confidence. Would you have gone on that first wagon train in the spring of 1841?
Join our song as we sing out our story. All the fruits of the earth we will earn. Join our song as we sing out our story.
Perhaps to see your children, beautiful grandchildren,
I am standing and watching as the clouds sail by. They go dancing and swirling as they float up high.
the oxen had to rest for 2 to 3 hours. Lunch was cold cuts or perhaps some fruits and berries growing along the trail. Many of the women settled in small groups to talk and stitch, and others wrote home. Many of those letters still exist. Most speak of that midday break as a time that was peaceful and charming.
Strike and flee and leave you dead. Grassland going on forever, not a rock or stone or tree. It's not a bit like any place I've ever been or want to be. Here we are out in the open, underneath the stormy sky. Clouds are black and fierce and pierce the very air when death has stayed through lightning bolts and such thunder. Nothing shelters us from all that is dangerous.
Heroes in these mountains, fear reigns in this dangerous place. High on our towering ledge, we gaze our visions and pray for sustaining grace. Save us, we must cross over mountains by our starry gaze. Ancient streets as they come and guide their
They were brought to the point of complete physical exhaustion. Many a pioneer died on these last steps of their journeys. They were so close, only a few dozen miles to go, but their physical strength could take them no further. Our party of pioneers had set out 6 months earlier, proudly, confidently, calling on all of mankind to join them to come along on their journey to glory, because in their God they were strong. But now, in the humility that comes when all else is played out, they begged for help from God. They made it. Stumbling, staggering, at first scarcely aware of their victory, that first party of pioneers brought themselves into the lush valley of California. And what about our Ben and Nancy? Well, they made it too. True, they had to abandon their wagon and all their belongings in the desert, and they ate their last mule in the Sierra Nevada. But in the middle of October, 1841, with nothing but the clothes on their backs and the baby in their arms, Ben and Nancy Kelsey walked into the Sacramento Valley and started their new life. And here we are today, as uncertain of our future as any pioneers ever were. 2018, what a year to be young.